Okay, welcome back. Thanks again for your patience, folks. So we're going to review this. And the most important thing that I think you need for this one is the periodic table. The rest of it you can figure out. And you might need to refer to the polyatomic ion sheet as well, but there's no balancing involved here, right? You just need to identify the compounds, right? We're just matching the names of the elements and the compounds. So let's take a look at the first one, iron 3 phosphate. We've talked about naming rules, but let's look at the periodic table for where is iron. We're going to have to do a little sleuthing if we don't remember where it is. Can anyone help me? Like, point me in the right direction. To the left. Thank you. Appreciate it, Taylor. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little color here. And Taylor says, go this way. Keep going. Is it right under there? This one? Okay, everybody see that? So it's a little small there. Actually, yeah, it's a little small on this screen. So I'm going to center it. I'm going to put it right in the center so everyone can see. There, that's a little better. The text is still a little small, but you can refer to this either through Canvas or if you still have the printed handout. Take a look at that, and that's where iron is. Now it's right in the middle. So Fe is iron. That sounds odd, but if anyone here has a little bit of knowledge of Italian or Spanish, you might have heard names like ferro or Ferrara, stuff like this. So that comes from the word for iron. Okay, what's the other one? Actually, let me show you if you missed this. If you missed it, iron phosphate is here. So 1 matches to B. Okay? Everybody got that? All right, the next one is 2, copper 2 nitrite. We're going to look for us. Okay. Does anyone want help to find why, to find where it is? So number 2 is A. Can you help us explain why, Taylor? I'm going to switch over to the periodic table one more time. And question, do we see copper on there? Can somebody point me in the right direction? Is it near where I'm pointing right now? I heard 11. Yes? Okay, so Cu is copper. Is everyone able to find that on the periodic table? Okay, good. I have to assure you folks that I've had challenges finding some elements on the periodic table. Like for me, I have a pretty good intuition about where everything is, but it's not like instant. You know, sometimes I can close my eyes, I can see exactly where it is, but sometimes I'm less familiar with certain elements. So if it takes time to get familiar with the periodic table, it's perfectly okay. It's normal. Okay, so 2, we got 2. Let's go back and look at number 3. Is there any confusion about number 3? 3 is more obvious, right? Aluminum sulfide is going to start with Al. That one's kind of obvious to everyone, right? But if in case you want to find that on the periodic table, let's find that one. It's right here. Okay. Next. Number 4. Sorry, folks, it was the wrong place. Number 4, sodium chloride. Now, I know Mr. O has talked about this one at length because it's the least obvious of perhaps. The name sodium doesn't start with Na, right? So I'll show you how to find that one in case you didn't recall. So this is 4 matches to D. Interestingly, I put it in the same row. So that looked kind of easy, but in case you didn't know where to find it, let's go back to the periodic table. And I see it's on the left. Does everybody see where sodium is? So if you see there, it says Na, and beneath that, the little smaller letters, sodium. Na is sodium. So this one's not intuitive, but you might have heard at some point in the past, table salt, NaCl, sodium chloride. So it might be familiar. And the last one. So the last one is the last one, right? We all know that we need calcium in our diet in order to create healthy bones and whatnot, right? And actually, we also benefit from having fluorine for our teeth. So sometimes you go to the dentist and they put fluorine, right? They stopped doing that at a certain age. Does anyone recall getting a fluoride treatment for your teeth? Yeah, I do too. When I was a kid, I had that. And then, of course, you know, toothpaste might have some fluorine in it. So that's calcium fluoride. And in case you need to find where is calcium, here it is. And we've repeated this before, so this one's a little more familiar to folks. All right, everyone good with that? So at the onset, some of you were not here. As we were coming in getting ready for class, I was asking folks if they heard about the news about the lithium ion battery that exploded on an airplane. Has this happened to anyone before? Like your actual phone like got really hot and caught fire or something like this? Never? Or have you heard of a friend? No? Because it's something. So a phone is made of most of them have a lithium polymer battery inside. And sometimes those get really, really hot. It could be like overcharged or something's wrong with it. It could be like a manufacturing error. So there's an incident on an airplane and someone had the laptop inside the seat and it caught fire and it was like an emergency. They had to go land somewhere. But fortunately, the flight attendants took care of it really quickly. So they minimized the injury to people. Question. You know what? I may have tried that. Did you try that? Do you know someone who tried that? Regretfully? Okay. Okay, no regrets, right? Yeah, I would say from now on, now that we know a little bit more about how batteries can be dangerous, we should be careful about stuff like that. So we don't want to put our tongue on a battery. Okay, let's move on to review. Because today is just a review of what we've learned before. So there's nothing going to be, nothing's going to be too challenging, but I'm going to have a challenge for you that'll be fun. And we're going to work in groups together. But not yet. I'm going to go over a couple of examples, and then we'll do a fun activity based on what we already know. Okay, firstly, when working on the assignments for part 1 and part 2, did anyone come up with any questions for the naming rules? Like, did you get confused or stuck on anything? No questions about the naming rules? I'll just briefly, very, very briefly go over this. The cation is first. Cations keep their name regardless of the charge. Anions are second. And if it's just one element, then the name gets replaced with IDE. And polyatomics don't change their names. And then sometimes, by the way, back to the cation, you could have a metal with more than one ion. And then we indicate the positive charge with Roman numerals. So with those ones, it makes it a little bit easy as long as you know what the Roman numerals are. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. So let's take an example here. We're going to do a balanced equation for calcium 2+ and nitrate, and then we'll come up with what is the name of the compound. So we just question. Yes, please take a note of this in your notebook. So number one, I'll review it together and you can copy it. And then number two, I'll have you try. Thank you. So you see what I'm writing here? I'm writing calcium. I need more space. Calcium and nitrate. So can someone tell me, do I need to do anything to balance these charges? If I have two positive charges with the calcium and one negative charge with the nitrate, I need to do something, don't I? I need to add something. So remind me, which side? Negative side? I heard negative. Negative? Okay, so I'm going to add a charge to the negative side. So calcium 2 plus 2 of these, 2 of the nitrate. And that's going to give me CaNO3. And I'm also going to indicate the number on the right after the parentheses. So take about 20 seconds and make sure you have that copied. Any questions about that one? Okay. So try the second one on your own. Take about 2 minutes and try number 2. And feel free to compare your answer with the person beside you or someone near you. Let's review this one. Let's review number 2 now. So I have lead, Pb2, which is lead, and sulfate. So I've already given you the cation, the charges, and the sulfate you can grab from the polyatomic ion chart, right? That is SO4 2 minus. I'm going to write it again on the right side. Do we? Okay, I heard that you don't have to change anything. So give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. So somebody disagrees. Okay, someone disagrees and someone agrees. Any more agreement or disagreement? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Well, I see 2 positive charges and I see 2 negative charges. So I want to say I agree with Taylor because Taylor said you don't need to do anything to balance the charges. That's right. So the answer is going to be PbSO4. So take a note of that, and then we're going to move on to a fun activity. Wait there. Question. Use parentheses if you need, for this example, if you needed more of the SO4, the sulfate, then you'd use parentheses to enclose the sulfate SO4, and then you'd put another number on the outside. So that means all of what's inside is going to get, there'll be more of those, the whole polyatomic ion. Does that make sense? So some folks want to move around the room, and I think we're going to try to take some time to do that today. Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. Remember the number I gave you, okay? Also, the first person who gets this is going to be the group leader. If you want it, you can give it to the next person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your charts. Works, right? 6. So each of you will be a group leader for a group, and there are 6 stations around. But don't move just yet. Let's go over everyone else. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Remember your number, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're missing a couple of people. So number 1, raise your hand. Who's number 1? Okay. Number 2, raise your hand. Okay. Number 3 is raise your hand. Okay. Number 4 is raise your hand. Number 5's. Everyone remembers their number, right? And number 6. Okay, cool. So let's go there. So follow me. Number 1 here. All we need is that chart and something with which to write. 1 pencil or pen per group. So 1 will be here, 2 will be there, 3, 4, 5, and 6 around the room. Got it? So 1's here. And remember your first name. Okay. So number 1 is going to be with Raquel. Number 2 are going to be with Alina. Number 3, Alina. Number 3 with Amber. Number 4 is with Treasure. Number 5 is with Jalen. You can do it. Okay, you can get the yeah. And number 6 are with Grace. Okay, so I'll send you a so and feel free this is going to be a fun. We're going to play a game. Wait, right there. Oh, Roxana. Okay. So when you guys are ready, I'm gonna give about 30 seconds to find your places. I give about 30 seconds to find your places. And I see each group has at least a few people. That's perfect. That's perfect. Where's number 6? Number 6 is right here. Yes. Okay, here are the instructions, folks. It's going to be really easy. Everyone has a, if you're the leader, raise your hand. So the leaders, raise your hand. I see 1, 2, 3, and so, okay, you're gonna be leader. Did anyone change leadership? You got it? All I need you to do, okay, so here's what I need the leader to do. It's real simple. Just help everyone figure out the answer and write it on the piece of paper. The spaces are really small, right? So right at the top, this is gonna be a bingo game, so I'll call the I'm actually gonna write, I'm gonna say the names. I'm gonna write it up on the board, and then you guys are going to match it. In other words, write the formula for the compound in those spaces. The little small, so right on the top, as a convention, right on the top. Does that make sense to everyone? So leader, write the name of the compound at the top in the spaces, and then the first group that gets to 5 in a row will be bingo. I don't know if we're going to get there today because we don't have a lot of time, but we'll do the first few and see how long it takes. So you folks are ready for the first one? Okay. Really? Already? Wow. Let me check your paper. I'm going to check your paper. Show me. No. I'm going to give it to you.
Is there a prize?
Prize is you get to feel good about knowing the answer.
75 points extra credit.
Let's do 5.6 credit.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That will motivate us.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Hey, Roxanne. Let me explore. You wanted to read.
Okay, this formula is Al2CO3 and then parentheses 3. And it's written up there on the board if you need to see it. Can everyone see the board? I suggest, yeah, you can cross it out, but I suggest to write it there as well. You know what? If it's faster, yeah, circle it or cross it out. Because I can double check it pretty quickly afterward. That'll work. Ready to move on to the next one? Okay, so how about this? I'll give you like 30 seconds per each one. And if you don't get one, then you can always get the next one, right? How's that sound? Okay, next. I'm tempted to say the name, but that's going to give it away. So no, I'm not going to say the name. I'm going to write the formula only. Cu Cl2 CuCl2. I'm going to take about 20 more seconds, and then I'll erase it and move on to the next one. And confirm among your group, but don't say it out super loud, obviously. It's just fun, friendly competition. Okay, next. Cu NO2. CuNO2. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That should be CuNO3. Sorry, CuNO3. So just for clarity, that one is CuNO3. Okay, next. Next one. CA, so that's C and a little a. S. CAS. Okay, next. Na3PO4. 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 Okay, next one. TIS2. This one is TIS2. This one's going to be a little challenging. But you know what? Guess what, folks? It's okay to guess. It's okay to guess if you don't know the answer. You might get lucky. You guys have a bingo already?
I'm giving you offense. Yeah, I know. So I keep on back to the
Some of us having a lot of fun and some of us aren't. I understand. Okay, does anyone have like 3 in a row? Does anyone have like 2 in a row? Okay, we might quit early then.
Does it count if it's like 2? Does it like matter 2? Like if one of them, like there's a square and it had a name and then 2, then another name. Does it matter in which direction?
Okay,
It's not very
good question. A winning answer in bingo can be like diagonal, across, or down, like up and down, diagonal, or across.
so.
But I don't know if we're gonna get there because we might not get there yet.
One of them had a 2. There was only 2, but I don't know if it's for top or bottom.
I would have to take a look at it. Let's just do like 3 or 4 more compounds, and if we don't finish with a winner, that's all right. This is just supposed to be for fun, right? This isn't this is just for fun. And if it's not fun, then we'll try something more fun next time. So I'm open to suggestions about a better activity to do. Okay, the next one. CU. NO3 and parentheses 2. CU NO3 parentheses 2. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The next one, Fe2CO3 3. Fe2CO3 and parentheses 3. Okay, let's just do one more. AU AuNO2. This one might be easy for you guys. AuNO2. Someone's already taken the pass. Can you wait like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, group leaders, raise your hand if you have like more than 2 answers that you think are correct. You guys got 5, but not 5 in a row, right?
You got 4 plus a 3 space. 5.
Okay, so how many do you have over here? You got 3? 1? Anybody have more than 4? 5? Anybody else have more than 4? 6. Wow. All right, good job, everybody. Well, again, this was just for fun. I wanted to have a little more practice with these things. So everybody, we're going to use the balance of the, you can return to your seats. And if you want to keep the sheets, that's fine. We're going to use the balance to work on the assignment. And yes, if you would like to work at the lab station independently, you're welcome to do that. However, I have one announcement for everyone, which is that there's an email that was sent today about early dismissals. The administrators do not want us to let anyone out early. So we won't be doing that. Let's work on your assignment. And also, I know you.